He's an asshole.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Red Valkyrie Presents. I am Shae the Red and I'm here with my awesome co-host Alex, aka Cyborg Valkyrie. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, and that fucking cosplay is amazing. It's what you can do with Michaels is just outstanding.
Yeah. A lot of Michael's runs over the past couple of days to get these cosplays together. Before we get too far into our super Boogie Bot, we are going to real quick do our plug so we get it out of the way. Thank you very much to our sponsor, The Dragon's Treasure. If you go to thedragonstreasure.com and type in the code Red Valkyrie, you get 10% off of all of your tea needs for the anime and tea lovers in your life. Yay! Okay.
Meaning they have anime themed teas, all the cool stuff that you see from your anime movies and what you kids and your newfangled animes.
Oh gosh. And we're here with Boogie Bot. How are you doing, Boogie Oogie?
I'm doing really well. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm happier now that this is more complete.
All completed.
Yesterday, oh my gosh. So we were supposed to have the super amazing Boogie on yesterday, and I was like, yo, can we push it? Because I really want to play look good, and it's not there yet.
It looks great though, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, it was super challenging, but really, really fun to make. And I'm digging how it looks on screen, which is better than I expected for sure.
So you got 14 like awesome jobs, and Ramen, who's being impatient as fucking usual. Why don't you wait a second for us to reveal the campaign? Just saying, it's kind of the point of the show, asshole. Stick it through the wires.
Got it. I'm really rooting everything now. We're good. I'm good now. Oh, that was fun. So I'm sorry, Boogie. This is a horrible start.
It's all good.
I was thirsty and I didn't expect it to be that big of a pain in the ass to get a drink.
Right? Usually it's just our audience that's thirsty, Ramen. Anyway.
Terrible. All right. So before we get into you giving your pitch, we are going to check out your awesome video to go along with Robert. And you said you made all the music yourself?
Yeah. I helped. I did a lot of like the drum parts for it, but my older brother, he actually did the guitar and everything for it. So he helped me out, like to kind of like edit the music and everything. But the editing for the video is all me. Awesome.
And randomly, I just log out, and you already jumped from when I loaded this up before the show. So you're at 28:15, 7% away, 7% away from funded. Guys, we could totally do 7%. Like, that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. So we're going to play the video, and all you guys can hop in and start backing this awesomeness, because you definitely should.
Y3K, a catastrophic event that nearly wiped out the population and fried all of Earth's technology. What if the robots rebooted? Without purpose, without guidance, without laws, these automatons emerged a new world of their own design. Humans are just living in it. Almost 100 years since the events of Y3K, Robert, Charles, and Eastwood are scavengers. Gutting and dismantling is part of the job. On the wrong end of a gun. Ramon, leader of the Western Bot gang, has set out a bounty with a high price and has the gears to pay to bring Robert and his crew for crossing it alive or in parts. Robert is 60 pages of high-octane action and adventure, generations in the making, with story and art by the Boogie Bot of Boogie Bot Comics. Will you join Robert and his crew to escape their bounty? Back Robert today.
Hell yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, this hat makes it hard to see. Oddly enough, the hat makes this harder to see than the mask. The mask, I'm like, I'm good. The hat is like evil.
Not to mention like the LED wire kind of like shining through too.
Yeah. No, actually, again, that is not the problem. It's literally the hat is so long in the back that if I tilt my head back, I hit like my chair and everything around me. Oh, it's hilarious. Anyway, this is fucking awesome. Like this is one of the coolest looking comics out there, and I'm really shocked that you haven't hit goal yet. So is this your first or your second 30 days?
Oh, this is the second 30 days. Well, I guess the last 30 days.
So
What
the
the
last 12 days. Holy
Yes.
shit.
How the fuck is this not funded, people? I don't understand. Like, it looks amazing. So you wrote and you drew.
Yeah, I did the story. I'm doing the pencils, inks, colors, letters, and then the fulfillment whenever it's printed. The only thing I don't do is the actual printing for the book.
Jeez, so you're just a one man show. That's insanity. Okay, this absolutely need to get funded. So why don't you go a little bit more into what the story and the book is about while we look at some of the amazing art?
Yeah, so just a little backstory on for the story of Robert. The events of Y3K happens. Y2K was said to be the event, like the biggest event that never happened. But in the year 3000, Y3K happens, and it's a major solar flare that wipes out like all of Earth's technology. All the humans that are on Earth have to hide in bunkers, or they've completely just died off. And but miraculously, all the robots that were used as like the slave labor force, kind of like warehouse workers, taxi drivers, just pretty much anything that we kind of use robots for, they just miraculously rebooted. But they rebooted without purpose, without guidance, and what they have done now is just kind of created a new world for themselves off of a lot of the books and comics, movies, TV shows that we've kind of grown up with. So a lot of the robots, they end up creating a personality for themselves off of like the media that we've kind of grown accustomed to. So that's why some characters in the book end up naming themselves after certain celebrities, or they start kind of attributing some of their actions to some famous people in movies or comic books, like just novels in general. And that's where we find our three main characters about 100 years later, having to outrun a bounty that was put on their heads by Ramon, the leader of the Western Bot gang.
Oh wow. Okay, this right here where you've done the robot bodies hanging from the little pillars, kind of like what they used to do, like pirates and thieves and bandits and shit like that. Like I love that it's
Horse thieves. Yeah.
Yes, I love that it's robots that are only like the torso. It's like their heads and torsos, their legs were ripped off.
Yeah, and then like because a good kind of thing, well, like what kind of happens in the book is that I kind of like playing around with the idea of history sort of repeating itself.
Yeah.
And in a way, these robots are kind of repeating history because they're a lot like in the year of like after 100 years after Y3K, everything's kind of goes into this sort of post-apocalyptic sort of world. So everything kind of reverts back into like almost like the old West, where a lot of people had to go back to like a bartering system, or you had to kill to survive, or you had to steal, just to make it through, like just to make it through the night. So that's where like a lot of these robots end up kind of having to fend for themselves, or join gangs to actually be able to survive.
That's fucking awesome. And I like David Feed says, "Are those poor half bastards still alive?"
Well,
in the book, question.
Yeah, well, because like their eyes are glowing, but there's nothing in their heads kind of going on.
Oh gosh, that's grim. Wow. This is crazy. So what made you come up with this kind of a premise?
So like the premise for the book, I was heavily inspired by a lot of like Clint Eastwood's movies. I'm very inspired by A Fistful of Dollars. I really love Clint Eastwood's movie. Was it Gran Torino? And growing up, my granddad, he actually really loved Clint Eastwood's movies. So I that's kind of what I kind of grew up on. But I also grew up with loving robots like Transformers. The Iron Giant, Iron Man. I grew up with a lot of that stuff, so I kind of grew up with the love of like both genres. And when I came up with the idea for Robert, I was actually with a smaller independent company back in 2014, and that's whenever I actually published the first 2 issues for Robert under Unearthly Comics, because I was with them for about 5 years.
Oh wow. Thank you, Ion. Got a detailed look at it on the Morning Roast show already and backed it now number 56.
Oh, thank you so much. That really means a lot to me.
Dude, this is crazy. So obviously I'm sorry, you're 23.
Yeah, I'm only I'm 23 years old. I do all this stuff myself for this.
You know what? Can you just stop making me feel like a total piece of shit?
Okay, before Shae gets stabby at her lack of artistic prowess, first of all, we're going to remember that she did that awesome cosplay, and we're going to pivot to me just saying that this has the best of the Old West. You still also borrowed, lifted, whatever you want to call it, an homage kind of to Borderlands and like really the best part of WALL-E, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And you took it completely out of the Disney space and made it fucking amazing. I mean, this looks badass, and I love how you've got it back to the mechanics work. Electricity works, but not really a lot of electronics work. And you have robots rebuilding a culture from both our history and our fiction, and that gives you a lot of room to put some really interesting things in there.
Yeah, because that kind of gives like a lot of room for me to play with a lot of like the different kind of gangs in here. Because the main characters, they're more so within the style of like the Old West sort of genre, but there's going to be a lot of other characters too that we'll see in the book. Actually, in one of the updates, I gave a little sneak peek of one of the wild card characters of the book, and his name is actually Sid, but he's the leader of the punk rock bot gang.
That's awesome. I mean, hell, you could have like a gang of anime bikers from Akira or something appearing in here just because they saw the manga or something. I mean, it's literally limitless.
Justin has asked this question twice, and I feel like we have to answer. If I get the cameo, could it be a teddy bear?
Yeah, it could be a teddy bear in there. It's whatever the person's wanting for the cameo.
That Justin, get the cameo and put your teddy bear in there from Unstitched, because that would be fucking epic.
Yeah, because I think
awesome.
Because I think Kino Subway, I think his name was Chris Evans on Twitter. He actually got the first cameo already, so he'll be in the book. I have to draw him in the book as well now.
Nice. That's awesome. And Ideas is totally right. That I'm glad that you said this, because I was trying to figure out what, aside from the was it My Giant Robot or whatever. Iron Giant, thank you. I was trying to remember what the other movie was that this reminds me of. This does very much remind me of 9.
Yeah, and I was very inspired by the movie 9 as well, just because I love the idea for like the kind of like main character being sort of somewhat like the eyes through the whole story. And Robert, from what I've shown people from like some of the characters for Charles and Eastwood, Robert, he is going to be the main character of the book, but he's mostly kind of our eyes into this new sort of post-apocalyptic world almost 100 years after Y3K. So he's kind of learning and experiencing all this stuff for the first time, as we're going to be following him along with the book as well.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that this looks super, super amazing. And I love the stretch goals that you have here, especially this. Obviously, everybody who watches our show is not going to be surprised. I'm super happy to see a 6K Robert patch stretch goal. Definitely want to see it get there. Shut up, Jason. It's been a long time, okay? Fuck. Such an asshole. I haven't seen any of these awesome robot movies in forever, and I forgot what it was called.
I'll re-educate her to the movies of my people. Don't worry. Now that she's become part cyborg with the robot face,
right?
I feel we're on the right track now.
I remember that joke. They had that in I think Futurama, where like Fry said like, "Now I will do the dance of my people," and he starts dancing I think he starts doing the hustle in the show.
So you've got at 3,500, you're doing a bookmark. 4,000, you're doing 11 by 17 folded poster. 5,000 is a second poster, and 6 is a patch. So obviously we're getting you to 6. That has to happen. Are you going to go in demand?
Yeah, I'm hoping once this reaches funding, I'm hoping that I'll be able to keep it in demand. Because I've always kind of figured why some campaigns never leave them in demand, just because it doesn't hurt to keep it open, especially for new people that might have not heard it during like the first 2 months, that they go, "Oh, well, I wish I had known about it." So
right.
I'll be keeping it open for sure. And I'm actually, once we reach the funding, I'm actually thinking about adding in a print. Once we reach the 3,000, I'm hoping we're going to be adding a print of Preston Acevedo. He actually did a sketch for the book, like kind of like a fan art sort of piece for it. And his original piece will actually be available on here later tonight if anybody wants to buy his original piece. But I'll also be coloring it to include as a print for all the backers on this project.
Nice. Oh, that'd be cool. That'll be awesome. Man, this really makes me like, I love old Westerns. I grew up with a dad who was like, he either wanted to be the next like Steven Seagal or the next Clint Eastwood, and he couldn't make up his mind. So I grew up with him showing me all of the old like kung fu action flicks, and then all of the really awesome like Westerns and stuff like that, like The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and all that kind of stuff is
okay. Just stop there before you say any titles incorrectly and get our chat to unsubscribe.
The Good, the Bad, the Weird is also, I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen, that I would recommend. It's a Japanese take of The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. It's fucking
because I think A Fistful of Dollars was actually like a quote unquote like remake, or I think it was like a reboot of I forgot the movie, but it was an old samurai movie that they remade.
Yes, they took inspiration from that. Was it just 2 movies in that series? But anyway, they did pull from a Japanese action.
The same with like I think the Magnificent Seven. I think that one was originally like the samurai movie.
You're 20 away from funded, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I think he's gonna get
drawn in tier.
Yeah, he got the cameo tier, so the bear will be added in there.
There you go.
I'm so excited. There's gonna be a robot bear in here. That's gonna be. Hold up. Wait, how much? See, I think I backed this, but hold on. We're just gonna go away for like half a second. It'll be fine. Don't ask.
I Borrow Ideas says that it was a Korean film.
Maybe. I don't know.
So I can see what she's doing on her screen backstage, because she's just stopped showing it. She hasn't stopped sharing it.
It's fine. We don't ask questions. It's good. It's good. We're good. It's good. Anywho, back to
is Shae in this book now?
No, I did not back it that high. I really wish that I could. Money's a little tight. But if you stay in demand, maybe.
Yeah, it'll definitely be staying in demand once we get this thing funded.
Hit refresh.
What good are raises if you can't? I
Keep
really don't know
refresh.
how long it takes. I know. What good are raises if you can't blow it on getting drawn into a comic book? Motherfucker, you're such a dick. Come on.
All right, chat. Could you guys keep refreshing for us, please, and let us know?
Right? I was like, come on. Oh,
So we're
I
not
really
sitting here
hate how long
occupying
it
the entire stream with Shae refreshing. You want to
It's
get to the
fun.
tiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to the tiers. let's get to the tiers. Your feature tier.
Yeah, so
Explain this.
okay, so for the featured tier, it's called the Robert Gears and Cogs bundle. In this bundle, you'll be getting the full colored 60-page graphic novel, as well as the black and white graphic novel. So that one will only be like the line art, like the black and white line art for the book. But then you'll also be getting an original issue 1 reprint of that original issue 1 that I produced back in 2014. So it'll be the old style like artwork that I had done back at that time, and we're funded now.
Yay! I wonder how that happened. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to. I'm good. I legit brought it up on another tab and was like, load? But you bitch, now you're funded. Whatever.
So you're giving them a reprint of the original that you made back when you were 9. That's so awesome.
Right? God, so fucking young. This
So-
is insanely amazing quality, especially, and I'm not this no slight to your age, but at 23 to be like, yeah, you wrote this giant book, and did a bunch of really cool stuff, and I do everything for it. It's like, oh, okay, well, at 23, I sat at a desk and typed at a computer.
Jason, you're my new favorite. And by the way, I just want to let you know, for all your hate you're throwing at me for not backing your book, I didn't personally back your book. Shae backed it for both of us, and that's why I have your book in your patch. So
And
stop giving me
3
shit.
times, Jason.
Congratulations on getting funded.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, no, we're super happy that you got funded. That now we need to get to. We have awesome jackets that I need a Robert patch for, because seriously,
You need. I need.
I need.
Because I have a backpack too that I've been collecting all these patches for. Anytime whenever I have a new patch, I always just slap it on the new backpack.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, Boogie.
Mhm.
So I have this jacket on the left that says Cyborg in huge fucking letters on it. Do you think I need a Robert patch more than, I don't know, the Viking chick to my right? Just asking.
Do I think you deserve the patch more than she does? You mean, or
I need it more because I'm a cyborg. I got to represent my people.
that is true. You got to represent the robots.
Like, I'm just saying. Yeah, at 23, I was making shitty mistakes in life. I kind of feel the same way.
At 20, well, no, I'm not going to age myself like that. Never mind.
At 23, which was 4 decades ago.
You bitch. You bitch.
Oh,
Oh, her dialect failed.
Well,
Oh.
because I actually just turned 23 this year actually.
okay, we're not going to talk about it anymore, Boogie.
No,
I'm
no.
There we
getting
go.
more depressed as time goes on. So for $85, you're getting kind of everything, like the black and white, the original, a sketch, and obviously the updated graphic novel.
Yeah, and then whatever extra add-ons that'll be included with it, every one of the stretch goals, it's automatically going to be added into that bundle anyways. So they're going to be getting a lot once those stretch goals get hit. And so since we are funded now, I'm going to add on there later tonight the Preston Acevedo sketch. That one will be included as a print.
Oh,
Nice.
by the way, Justin, you now owe Shae a poster because she backed it to get it to 100%. Rewatch the stream. It was at 99%. She backed it. It's now over 100. Thank you for volunteering, Justin.
Oh,
Without
that's
watching the replay. That's super
funny.
fucking awesome.
He's got to do it.
As long as it's on the stream, it was.
I like how Johnny Cage goes, so today we learned that Shae and Cy are boomers. I'm not a boomer. I'm just not in my early 20s making a graphic novel like a bomb ass. I'm a little older and still figuring out a graphic novel, so shut up.
I mean, I'm a cyborg from the future. We don't really print things anymore. We certainly don't draw, so
We don't really
I mean,
we don't really think about age in the future. That's kind of our thing.
no.
Oh
You
wow, okay.
breaks, you replace it, you're done. So I mean, just live forever.
All right, so for $25, you can get just the graphic novel.
Yep, that one's just a 60-page graphic novel. There's the Robert in black and white.
Very cool.
So
very cool.
fucking mean. So I thought you said that you were done ragging on us. That was
No.
yesterday.
Yeah, not done.
Ah,
Never
bastard.
done.
Okay, go ahead. Double barrel.
Yeah, the double barrel, that one's for international backers. I know a lot of people tend to like go in on one sort of like campaign so that way they can split them, but it's $5 cheaper if you get the double barrel pack. And then we have the one underneath it, which is it's also $45, but it's the colored and in black and white version together.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome. And then you have still call you a boomer though. Interior cover art A. So which one is since with this, which one is A and which one is B and which one is C?
So I'll be unveiling the covers pretty soon, but they're actually going to be the interior covers because I'm putting chapter breaks in the book.
Oh yes, I love when people do this on bigger books too. I think that it's really it kind of sets it off, but it also gives you a chance to put really cool pinup artwork in there. Because a lot of the time when you guys are creating all these things, you're creating such dynamic pieces, and it's like, yeah, you could offer a whole bunch of prints, but if you're folding the prints, then that's something that's a little less ideal for a lot of people if you're going to try and put it up, because there's people. So I will say this, Boogie, and I don't know if you already had this planned or not. Since you are doing folded posters, spring for the actual professional folding machine.
Yeah, I saw that from Michael Bancroft, because I actually asked him like what was the model of the one that he got, because it looked like from how he was streaming when he was folding it, it looked like it was just crisp and clean.
Yes, and the other big thing is because of the way that they fold the paper, it's more gentle to the ink. So when you try and do it by hand, you can get a real crisp line, but it's a lot more harsh. And what it tends to do is it splits the ink. And so then when somebody is opening it back up and framing it, if they put it between glass, you still have a line of split ink across because it's a harsher fold. So if you use those machines, it does it softly enough that it won't end up splitting the ink and damaging the paper. And you can open it up and not even tell that it was folded.
And if you have someone who's really picky about it, I mean, they can lay it under a towel and iron the towel and
take it right back out. Yeah, but if you're the one that's done it like where people do it and they do it with their fingernail across, every time you drag your fingernail across it, you're damaging that paper and then it splits all of your artwork, and it sucks so bad to get, because I've had a couple people that have done that and sent me really awesome posters, and I open them up and I'm like, I can't look past this because it's split in multiple places. So getting a professional folder it'll make time faster for you, but it'll also give a better product to your customers. Little things that you learn as you start crafting. And
so it's really awesome that you did the due diligence and asked that question. So people aren't opening up their folders and getting a lap full of cracked off ink.
Oh yeah, and then because I actually work at a shipping warehouse right now, full time. Nice. So I know more so about like shipping costs and what it means to actually like ship books to like either international backers, but then also people like in the country. So I've went around a lot of different places to actually see what would be like the best kind of like accommodation for like the actual box, or like I'm still debating between Gemini mailers or just another type of box. But I know in a lot of these campaigns on Indiegogo, they typically tend to use Gemini mailers. But working at a shipping warehouse, I actually know I can get like better deals whenever it comes to like shipping, and a lot of different things like that. So just to give all the backers a little bit more of a sort of like what's the word, to give them more sort of a knowing that it's going to arrive in good condition. Just because I work at a place like that, I know how to actually do it.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing
exactly.
at Jason.
Damn it, Jason. I thought I told you, Jason. I'm sorry.
She totally wasn't talking about your poster. We
And I
promise.
also don't think that anybody's posters from Absolute came cracked or anything, because Jason is a professional. So even if I don't tell him, he still does things the best way. I'm really excited to see what your cover art is going to be. So I think one of the big reasons why these are all three still here, depending on when you put them up, but not having art on the tier means that people don't know what they're getting. So people are probably just waiting to see. And once you've made the tier, it's like you can't necessarily, you might be able to go back and edit if nothing has been claimed on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if that's true or not, but if not, you can always just duplicate it and hide this one that doesn't have art and then upload a new one with art.
Yeah, because because from what I've been telling people with a lot of like the cover art and everything is that they're going to be the chapter breaks in the book, but because the actual cover that I did for the graphic novel, it's actually done traditionally. All the interiors for the book are done digitally. But the cover, I want to give a little bit more of like a reassurance to people if they're wanting to get an interior cover, it's going to be at the same level of quality as that cover, because that cover is done like on bristle board with inks, and I'm not too sure if I'm going to be adding the zipatone or screen tones actually on the page, or if I'm going to be doing those digitally, but they will be getting the same amount of quality for those internal covers as they will for that actual cover on the book.
That's awesome. I'm really excited to see these because the art in this is just fucking gorgeous. It's has a really kind of like nostalgia feel to it. Like I don't know, it makes me want to go and like hug these poor little robots that woke up without purpose.
And Shae, I think it's that you can delete the perk up until it has a backer, and then you can only hide it.
Okay. Once you start unveiling those interior covers, if you re-upload the tier, make your new tier with that cover, I think that those will probably end up going pretty quick, just because this is such an interesting art style, and it's a really cool, like, the character looking, it's not just like, oh, I want to support Boogie because he's a cool guy. It's like, no, but these are like Western robots. Like, that's so awesome. Ideas wants to know how much of the book has been completed since launching.
I haven't updated it on the campaign. I think whenever I did the campaign, it was about 20% done. But I'll be going back in to re-edit it and everything. But I'm actually 40% done with the all the way through with the colors on.
Nice.
I forgot how many pages it is, but I have about 5 or 6 pages that are completely inked. That I want to try to make sure that I can get another at least 10% of the inks completely done, so that way I can do the colors kind of back to back. Just that way the colors are a little bit more consistent. Because I know with I like to kind of like do them in bunches where it's not just like ink one page then immediately color. I want to try to make sure that I have a consistent sort of like a color scheme for all of the pages. But roughly so far, I'm about 40% done with the book.
Nice. That's awesome. So 40% totally done is crazy.
So I just
Sai.
wanted to bring this up along with Phil's comment.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because that is a holy fuck-worthy cosplay. So basically what you're saying is you do your inking in batches, then you do your coloring in batches, then you go back to inking and back and forth until you're done. Okay.
Awesome. And I was all excited because I was like, oh, and then the cameo that I might be able to get, they're all gone. There's only 2. So thank you, Jason. I'm excited to see a robot bear in here, and now I'm sad because I also won't be in there. But that's okay. That's okay. There'll be a robot bear, and I will own this, so it'll be okay.
Thanks.
Right? Like, thanks so much. No, this has been. I remember people talking about this, and I remember people wondering why you weren't funded in the first 30 days. And I got to be honest, I think that one of the biggest reasons is when you were very first plugging it, this that you have up here for your still frame for your video, that's what we had seen for months. And and not seeing a whole lot of new art, I think got people kind of numb to it almost, but like looking through what you have here and hearing you talk about it and seeing like somehow he doesn't have a face and yet he seems so expressive. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy because all of these characters seem like they have big personalities, and I really think if you've got a lot more than what I remember seeing before on here, where people are really kind of getting to see a lot more of these characters. I think that should help, but really there's no reason that you shouldn't already be at 6K. Like that should have already been long achieved.
So here's the suggestion that I think that Shae is making, because that video still frame, the first time I saw it, it read kind of whimsical to me, like, oh, it's a robot and it's going to be this whole artsy thing, and it's not. It's this gritty western, and it looks awesome. I would say when like the next few tweets you put out tweets that actually have like 4 images, whether they're pages or panels, 4 images off of your campaign, and then the link to the campaign. The pictures will override the link preview.
Yeah.
And that way people can see the flavor of the actual book itself rather than what it's pulling stock from Indiegogo off that video.
Exactly. And I think it'll give you a chance to kind of show a little bit more of the variety for what this is, because it is so much more than what the still frames that we've seen in the beginning lead you to believe. There's a lot more to this. And I think if you started pulling some of these pieces from like the right here where they're hanging, you get like these guys with the guns, them sitting here, driving through or scavenging through whatever. Like if you took some of these channels that are a little bit lesser known and started tweeting out with those, I think that you'd see a bit of a resurgence and a bump in people coming to the Indiegogo page and checking it out, because it shows that it's a lot more than what it appeared to be at first.
Yeah, because I think with the one that I had before, it was originally just I think it was just the single Robert face that I had for it, and then because the original trailer I had was still the sign up video.
I think it was the left one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think cause it was the sign up video had like my layouts, like the thumbnails that I had for it, and it was only 2 pages that I showcased on there. With this new video, I actually just uploaded this video yesterday, and this one's a little bit more. It has like the narration over it with the guitar, sort of like drum. So I think I wanted to add that trailer yesterday just to kind of give it a little bit more of like, I guess, some more dynamic sort of like action to kind of like get people more engaged in it. And what's it called? Because with a lot of the artwork, I do upload new pages to the campaign only whenever when there's some pages that I have like done. There's a lot of pages that I have done that I've showcased on like Twitter and Instagram that I haven't put on the campaign, mostly because I want to try to like I've been trying to like get people more engaged with like coming back and forth to these different platforms to kind of like, oh well, this page is here, I can see this page on this campaign. And with the updates, I've actually been uploading new pages and new artwork with those updates, because
awesome.
Like in the update tab, I actually showcased a new fully inked page along with the new character for the punk rock bot.
Shae, go to updates.
I'm in updates right now.
Go there.
Giving. Oh
go
shit. I like their surprised looks on their faces. Real quick, Eddie Winkler, thank you so much for the $5. It says, nice cosplay, Shae. Good luck with the campaign, Boogie. I'm super excited for it. It'll find the right eyes soon. I'm hoping that we can help with that a bit, because this definitely deserves a lot more attention. And it like you did a cute Thanksgiving card for everyone. It's so great.
Yeah, for everybody that signed up on the mailing list, I sent that to everybody for kind of Thanksgiving, and then on Twitter just to kind of and my Instagram just to kind of give a little like, hey everybody, happy Thanksgiving, this and this,
That's
and then,
awesome.
and then that right there, that's Sid, the leader of the punk rock bots. He's kind of like the wild card in the book. Kind of got like a little bit of like an Ash Williams sort of vibe with the chainsaw arm.
Yeah, a little bit. And I love his like wraparound kind of visor goggles that he's got going.
Mm-hmm.
The very punk rock.
Thank you for noticing, Sola. Appreciate it. So for Christmas, you need the winter holiday.
Right.
Why the hell does that pop up red?
I don't know, because it's blue in YouTube chat, but it's red for us. That's bizarre.
Apparently, it thinks it's $299.
Warren, thank you for the $2.99. I agree that cosplay is sick. Thank you very much, Warren. We appreciate you.
What the fuck was I even? Oh yeah, for Christmas you should have like a robot inspired Christmas tree that Robert is decorating. It's all like nuts and bolts and LED and
cogs and Edison bulbs.
Yes, that'd actually be fun. Actually, I'm because I'm going to be working on that pretty soon, just to kind of like I don't know whether to release it on Christmas Day or to release it like beforehand, like before everybody gets like downstairs, or for Christmas Day and everything.
Yeah,
do it night before.
That sounds good, actually, too.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Oh my gosh, I see now. I feel like you need a stretch goal that's going to be Robert themed holiday cards. You're gonna have like something for Valentine's Day, something for the 4th of July,
or maybe
the 11K stretch goal is holiday cards.
Yeah,
or maybe I can just include those for the backers too, because like because they've been there since the beginning, since the start of the campaign. I can include like the little like holiday card for like the Thanksgiving and the Christmas with them, because it's like kind of the journey that they've taken along with the campaign as well.
It would be fun. It's a little extra cost on your end, so obviously make sure that it's something that you could swing before promising anything. But but the little postcards, postcard side stuff are easy to ship and usually pretty inexpensive to get.
You son of a bitch. I will stab.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, and look, you just jumped again. You're at 3050 now, 101% funded. So thank you very much. Warren said he just backed.
Thank you so much,
Warren. This is awesome.
The fake robot had to go, but what I was going to say was there are certain people that have a favorite holiday that, doing the math, would have been within the range of when you were funding. So, I mean,
are you talking about Halloween?
Yes, I am talking about Halloween.
I would love to see Robert try to dress up as something for Halloween. That would be hilarious. You can have him like two little screws into his mouth, so he's a vampire.
Oh my god,
that'd be kind of cute too, actually.
Yeah, two little bolts. He's got vampire teeth, but they're threaded.
Yes, that would be amazing. And yes, Phil, the book did get funded. It got funded on our stream.
And I gotta thank you so much for that. Thank you.
We've had three or four people have backed it, which is amazing since we've been 4 minutes ago, and a lot more people need to get on this train because this needs to hit 6K. I want my damn patch because this is amazing. Oh, this is Zay Comics in the house. Yeah, I'm still waiting on mine. I think that it'll get here eventually.
He's doing yours last.
I know, right?
Gonna send a picture of his boobs with it or something. I just know it.
And Unhinged, I agree. Boogie put so much work into it, and it's quality shit. Happy it made funding. I wholeheartedly agree. You have busted your ass on this, dude, and I'm so happy that that you hit funded. I really want to see this continue to grow, and I hope. Do you know when you're going to be cutting off stretch goals?
I think for the stretch goals that I put down, I think that's probably like the cutoff just from as of now, just because I have faith that we can make it to some of those stretch goals, but I don't think
Right.
I'll be adding, I guess, like any more like top tier sort of thing, or I'll just add
Right.
like other freebies in there, like stickers or like little like tchotchkes and stuff like that in there anyways, because everybody who signed up for the mailing list, they're getting an exclusive bookmark. So the bookmark stretch goal, that'll be a completely different bookmark, and everybody who signed up for the mailing list who backed the book, once we hit that stretch goal, they'll actually be getting the 2 bookmarks, but they'll have that exclusive only because they signed up for the mailing list.
So
That's
are you
awesome.
saying that once the 12 days now are up, that that's the end of trying to hit the 6K, or what are you saying?
Yeah, so that's more what I was asking, because you say that you're fulfilling in May. So are you going to stop trying to hit those stretch goals in at the end of this 12 days, or are you going to let, like, if you keep getting backing while you're in demand, is that still going to go towards the stretch goals up until like March?
Oh yeah,
Right.
it'll still keep going for that, because I'm gonna put it in demand. Because again, like it doesn't hurt me to keep it in demand, and I'll be printing extra books, like for this campaign and everything to be able to fulfill. Mostly because I know because I have some international backers who actually back the book, and I want their book to arrive in one piece. I want to make sure that if it's damaged or if it gets lost, I want to make sure that they're going to be able to get it, like regardless of
Right.
anything that happens.
Absolutely. Well, and I mean, it's a really awesome campaign. So I know that we said this in the chat, but I'm gonna say it verbally because people forget to read sometimes. If you have any questions for Boogie Bot, I need you to post them now so we can ask him while we got him here, because honest, I feel like I'm just kind of like, I'm so excited about everything with this campaign, and I can't even think of other questions. I just like, why is it not higher is my only question, and that's not something that I think that otherwise it would be. Do you have any questions, Cyborg?
Cyborg? Jesus, why'd you say it like that? Fuck, call me out, man.
Aggressive.
I know. She's like, you got any questions?
Okay, so Cy has no questions, obviously, is what is happening there.
I guess I'm on the air alone. There we go.
Every time.
I was about to say, well, I guess I have the show now.
Yeah, I have the power.
Unhinged has really good advice for you. He says use Gemini mailers to ship. I ship them worldwide. No reports of damage. It's really hard to damage something in a Gemini mailer unless you didn't put it in properly. I had somebody who sent me a Gemini mailer that was like half put together, and I was like, these are pretty foolproof. So I'm kind of confused as to how this happened. And it wasn't even from an indie creator. It was from like a small comic book shop that I was ordering a one-off at, and they sent it in a Gemini mailer that was half deflated.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up tearing along one side because they didn't set it up right. I was just so confused.
So they folded it wrong.
Yes, yeah. I was like, it has pre-folded, like, here's the flaps that go down, these folds go over, and they like pushed it too far, that they bent it weird, and then they taped it awkwardly, and then it ripped. And I was like, I don't understand how you fucked that up, but okay.
And the other thing that we tend to suggest, that Jason is probably going to scream at us for not suggesting for him, USPS makes a priority small box, I believe it is, that will fit a Gemini inside it. So technically you could double armor that bitch. And that would be good for anyone in the United States. They're fairly cheap. They include $50 worth of insurance if you do have any lost or damaged comics, and they provide tracking for free.
Well, that's good,
Nice.
actually. I'm gonna have to probably like look into that, and if because I've heard a lot of people suggest to me specifically for Gemini mailers, If that'll give everybody more insurance with backing this book as well, then I'll be looking more so into doing the Gemini mailers, because I just want like the best quality for the book and for people to get them, like in one piece.
No, absolutely. And if you, depending on how many books you end up getting printed and needing to ship, you can get them down to a semi-cost-effective range. I mean, obviously, you're not shipping 10,000 books, but
no.
yeah, but you can get it into a fairly reasonable price range. Plus, it's like armor shielding around your fucking comic. Plus, with the priority shipping, any loss you take is actually a gain, because $50 worth of insurance, I think, is going to cover your printing costs pretty well. So,
for sure.
So Eddie Winkler said he was told numerous times not to launch in November, and he thinks that that's probably why your numbers are a little bit down because of the holiday season.
So everyone fucking launched. So no one listened to that advice, and everyone fucking launched, because look at EVS and there are several big campaigns out right now.
Everybody it's so insane. Like I don't know what's going on, but like everybody's moved to doing this in batches now, because I took a month off in October. I came back to like something like 12 campaigns that fulfilled and got sent to my PO box in October while I was gone. So I come back to a literal trash bag full of just like indie goodness that I got to go through. And now everybody is doing it kind of again, where everybody's launched right around the same time, and they're all fulfilling anywhere between March to June of next year. So it's going to be like a big drought of getting a bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden just a huge gush of like every 2 or 3 days getting a new CG book.
I feel with that imagery you're baiting ramen, but I'm just going to stay quiet. So basically, you're getting the pre-winter holiday books, the pre-Christmas, and then you're getting the post-Easter kind of thing going, or the early, early summer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess there are really just 2 fulfillment waves. Mainly.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been insane. Jason had to run, but he had a question for Mr. Boogie. If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be aside from a Cyborg one?
Triceratops.
Nice.
Good answer.
Straight out the gate. I love it when we say these questions and people are like, I've thought about this multiple times in my life and I know exactly which one it would be. As opposed to people going, I don't know dinosaurs.
Now we have to trip him up. What kind of tree?
Pine tree.
Holy fuck.
He's just ready. What kind of candy bar?
Snickers.
Damn it, Boogie. Boogie's just
what kind of car?
Mercedes.
Oh.
The man with all the answers.
Das German.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, Boogie, is there anything else that you want to let us know about this campaign?
What kind of robot?
One that's not out to kill me.
Would you be a Terminator? Would you be Robert? Would you be?
I'd probably be an Eastwood, because that's the character that I've been showcasing most. He's the one in my avatar right now with the Christmas hat.
Yes. He's
look, you woke Ramen up.
Triceratops could totally decimate a T-Rex. Nice.
Well, it's mostly because that was my favorite Dinobot from Transformers growing up. So that's the main reason why I guess I would choose that one. Because most people, I would imagine, they would choose like a raptor or like a T-Rex or like the Spinosaurus or something,
Yeah, absolutely. And
Eddie, you make a good point, especially with a lot of people not fulfilling lately, or really dragging out their fulfillment into the years. So you make a really good point that once a person finishes, fulfills, everyone's happy with their campaign, that you'll see a huge upswing on the second one.
Usually,
yeah. As long as you don't do a soft launch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, never soft launch.
Yeah, never go soft.
I think that was also my issue too, is just because I remember I launched the mailing list, I think back in May or June, and for the mailing list they usually give you about 6 months to I think from Indiegogo to kind of like get as many emails as you can for it. And by the time that I had to launch, I think I launched the last day of October, or I think in November. So that might have been what kind of like killed it for me too, was just, again, like it being so close to all these different like launches and everything from everybody else kind of doing it too at the same time. But I hope that after this campaign is ended, that it puts a little bit more faith into people wanting to back. Hopefully, if I do a second campaign,
Well,
Right.
now that you're over 100% funded, that's also going to give people a bump in the faith in your campaign, because it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
now I'm not taking. I didn't even look to see if you had a flex or a fixed goal,
Oh, yeah.
but
It was a flexible goal.
getting over 100% shows that, well, at least 100% of the people you targeted have faith in this. So now I can go in on it too. So that
Yeah.
should give you a little bump too.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Well, and I know that I'm definitely gonna keep sharing this out. I've been trying to push it out, but I think that you deserve a hell of a lot more eyes on this for sure, because this is a great looking book.
Well, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And again, like I just want to thank like everybody who's had me on like their streams. For anybody in the chat that's had me on their streams, or just that I've talked to over the past couple of months. Again, it's just been a real kind of good experience, just like seeing and talking to all these like independent creators, or just people wanting to read good books in general. It's just a great place to be, and I can't imagine anywhere else I'd want to be right now than with talking and sharing all these different books with everybody.
Right,
Oh,
because
that's
when you talk
awesome.
to your fans, you not only get an idea of what they want a lot more closely than you would being like an industry pro or something like that, but you also get to interface with people who are literally your peers doing exactly the same thing, so you don't have to learn those lessons the hard way. I really like, the CG and independent comic community, because it's a much closer relationship, and it allows for a lot more. It allows for you to get a customer to get a lot more out of what they're buying than just going to a comic book shop and selecting whatever Marvel's latest trash is off the shelf.
Yeah, it's like more personal, I guess, for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sai, you got any final questions?
No, I think I've basically covered it all, except just a couple of comments. Memberships are live. You'll see a join button right underneath this particular video. Go ahead and hit that, and we have 3 different tiers you can sign up at. Also, our website is live, redvalkyrie.net, where you can see some of our schedule. I'm working on it. Some of our schedule. You can also just look at our YouTube channel, because that has much more of it already pre-posted, thanks to the lovely co-host Shae. So yeah, and you can see our merch there too. More merch coming. We're doing the 12 days of Christmas in our merch store. So as we get closer to Christmas, you'll see new merch launching there daily.
Yes, I'm very excited for that. And if anybody has any particular requests for merchandise, feel free to send me a DM. I can't guarantee I will actually do it, but we want to make sure that we're getting you guys stuff that you actually care about. So thank you so much, Boogie, for coming and hanging out with us. I definitely want to make sure that we keep tabs on you and on your future projects, because this one looks sick as hell, and I can't wait to actually hold this in my hands and be able to read it. So thank you so much for hanging out with us, man.
Oh, it was a pleasure coming on, and again, you guys do a lot of good work on the show, and again, I appreciate it so much for you wanting to do the cosplay for Ramon, the big baddie in the book.
Absolutely. You gotta represent where you can, right? Thank you very much, Sci, for all that you do, and thank you so much to our chat, our members, our patrons. You guys are all epic, and why we can do this. And we will catch you guys next time. See you later.
Bye.